Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Charma's Homeopathic Book Club. Myself Dr. Charmi Thakkar from Vadodara, and in this book club I share book summary of different homeopathic books. Friends, if you like this idea of audiovisual books, please like and subscribe my channel as it will be a motivation to share more videos. So we have started with Dr. Margaret's literature, and this is her first book in the second video. My first video was about the introduction to Dr. Margaret Taylor. In this second video, we will discuss the summary of her book, Different Ways of Finding a Remedy. This is a very small book, but with few very important clinical information. So to start with, she introduced it as in homeopathy, the remedy is the main thing. Without proper remedy, the magic of homeopathy refuses to work. But for the most accurate remedy to find out, basic requirement is accurate disease picture that has to be matched. That is case taking. Pathological case taking required to diagnose a case will seldom lead to a curative remedy. Doctor Drisdale said, "The greater the value of symptom for diagnosis, the less its value for the selection of homeopathic remedy." Diagnosis is very important for prognosis and potency selection, but just diagnosis without the right remedy is poor consolation for the patient. As Hahnemann have instructed, write patient statement in their own words. Friends, our materia medica is recorded in patients' own expression, and this simplicity of truth have saved homeopathy for years. Had it been in the scientific jargon of 100 years ago, it will be a long obsolete. Science of one generation is a nonsense to the next. After taking history as described by the patient in their own words, start qualifying it and try to find the PQRS symptoms. Example, asthma is ameliorated in knee-elbow position only, which may lead you to a fewer remedies. If you have find 2-3 such peculiars, then you will end up with few remedies from which you can find one which cover the whole picture of the patient. Doctor Erastus worked with this method with brilliant results. Next is to find the definite and well-marked generals, especially his altered reaction to the environment, mental and physical. The effect of him on temperature, humidity, thunder, food, light, noise, smell, his cravings and aversions, with delicate probing of mental symptoms, especially where this did not change from his normal condition. Here clearly had put stress on change state. We can also take help from nurse, friends or relatives who will often lie in front of patient. So we should have our own observation for things which are not told but to be observed. Dr. Barnett used to say, with children, lunatics and liars, you have to use your own observation. Remember, leading questions always evoke misleading answers. Here, one point she has clearly mentioned is that in complicated and chronic cases, get the patient's past history. So, in acute cases, we don't have to go for the past and family history, but in complicated and chronic cases, we have to inquire for the past history of the patient. She also have shared one clinical information here that Variolinum 200 can improve health, physical and mental of person who had smallpox past in the past history. We have seen cases after cases where facial deformity has yielded to what would seem as impossible extent, and that too after 40 years. But after a few doses of Variolinum 200, skin smoothing out and resuming its normal color. Also, in old malaria or quinine abuse, Dr. Bonnet comes out with its little brilliant monograph on Natramur. If we have past or family history of tuberculosis, then drugs like tuberculinum, drosera, or some polycress like phosphorus, calcarea, sorinum, according to the symptom, can be used. Family history and history of vaccination is also very important. Burnett has given his little monograph on vaccination, which is very useful. Then Henneman's chronic miasm, psoriasis, syphilis, and psychosis is to be looked after. If these are not prescribed for, especially in chronic disease, we can never permanently benefit our patients. Prolonged dosing with any drug will give you drug disease picture muddled up with the patient's own symptom, or it may be the whole case. Drug symptoms also arise from toothpaste, bruises, gargles, septic pessaries, etc. So here there is one very important point. Friends, whenever a patient comes to a homeopath, then they may already taking drugs of different paths. So we have to see for the side effects of that particular drug and record it accordingly. Mental symptoms, if deviated from the patient's normal state, are of highest importance and can be used as eliminating symptom to throw out drugs by dozen in whose pathogenesis they do not appear. Now we have patient's disease picture, his deviation from normal. Then how we are to match with the drug picture? One very important clinical tip here, any drug aggravation in hypertension can be antidoted by the same in crude preparation. Any other drug with the same symptom can also antidote. For example, we have got aggravation from 1 or 10 potency, then we can antidote this by 30 potency of the same drug with frequent repetition. And this is my personal experience that this works. No great work has been done without great effort or great self-sacrifice. Homeopathy is no art for lazy and dullards, so we have to do a lot of efforts to reach the right simillimum. Then we have to grade the symptoms according to its relative value. Grading of symptom can immensely lighten our work of repertory. Physician who is experienced and confident and know his materia medica well can spot the remedy quickly by asking few questions. If we consider each symptom will do endless work but with poor results. We have to make totality of symptom. We can't we can't recognize our friends by counting their fingers and toes, but by his voice, expression, mind, and things personal to them. Not by things common to man, but from what it differentiates. Similarly, in drug picture, we don't have to consider each little symptom, but broad outline of the mental and physical symptoms, symptoms which differentiate one drug from the another. It is the difference and not the corresponding correspondence that concerns us. The totality means the characteristic totality and not just counting fingers and toes. Among ways of finding the remedy, elaborated repertory way yields excellent results in majority of the cases. Working through case on mental or general symptoms with due regards to its relative importance, one get the remedy provided it is well proved and well represented in the repertory. But if we are not careful to take such symptom, it will always lead to the polychrist remedy. But then, what about the valuable remedies only half proved and even so inadequately represented in the repertory? You may require it rarely, but when it is required, nothing will take its place. They may appear in only one rubric in the whole repertory, but there it is in the bold type. We have to pay attention to the rare bold type remedy that covers the rubric of the patient and see in materia medica that perhaps it fit the whole case. Example, if we have only one PQRS symptom in the case, we have to refer it in the repertory, and then medicine which are, say for example, in bold type in that particular rubric, we have to refer it in the materia medica and see that if it match with our whole case. Remedy so learned is never forgotten. We have to first find out 4, 5 or 6 characteristic symptoms. When we end up with case taking, we have to settle with few symptoms that cannot be omitted in each individual. Do not expect a remedy that covers generals must have all little symptoms. It is a waste of time to run all behind all the symptoms if the remedy has generals. But on the selected remedy, we have to see that no generals of the case should contradict or oppose. Example, we have to select pulsatilla, then the patient should be keep the windows open, like cool open air, better from motion, thirstless, cheerful and gentle, and should not be chilly. But problem with the keynote is that they are abused. If they are taken as final and generals are not conforming, then there will come failures. On how to read Materia Medica, author says, read one drug daily and two on Sundays. Mark PQRS symptom of each drug. Underline it. Afterwards, you can easily go through your marking and get a drug picture that will stick you. While reading any drug, not its local action, tissues and organs, it especially affect. Burnett make great use of organ remedies. Also, its peculiar sensation, mental and physical. Nash leaders, Allen's keynotes, Boger's synopsis, Clark's dictionary are all based on drug characteristic, and this book are immensely helpful. While reading drugs, books like Allen's Encyclopedia underline black type symptoms and its symptoms in italics. When there is mental symptom in a case which you feel must be matched, you can lighten your work by taking it as eliminating symptom. In strong general symptoms, it is enough to write down only drugs in black and bold type. This will limit your work and one can put into the case. But with all these works, Hahnemann noticed that there was recurrence and health was not improved, and so he worked on miasms for long and found out anti-miasmatic remedy. For psoriatic miasm, he preferred sulfur, sorinum, and verolinum. For psychotic miasm, he preferred thuja and nitric acid in alternation. For Hahnemann's syphilitic miasm, he preferred Merxol 30, moxinitum, and syphilinum. In chronic and complicated cases mixed with 3 miasm, he advised to use antipsoric, then antipsychotic, and lastly antisyphilitic. And for past history of tuberculosis, he advised to use tuberculinum, and for the bad effect of malaria or quinine poisoning, he advised to use Netromure, Sepia, or Arsenicum album. Leave to each medicine the necessary time to complete its action. And alternately, what did Hahnemann himself alternate? Yes, when the symptom changed, and observe. Alternately with Hahnemann never meant alternate sips from 2 tumbler at few hours interval all day because the physician cannot make up his mind which is best indicated. These are Hahnemann's direction in alternating. Gonorrhea may be cured in the most thorough and durable way with the internal administration of few globules of Thuja 30, which must be allowed to act for 15 to 40 days. After that time, give an equal small dose of nitric acid, letting it act during an equally long period. Another chronic condition that is to be inquired for is Bernard's vaccinosis. Burnett defined vaccinosis as profound and often long-lasting morbid constitutional state engendered by vaccine virus, euphemistically termed lymph, but which is of course pus. Vaccination creates disease in chronic form. Burnett's little book is stuffed up with brilliant cases to prove case for vaccinosis as chronic disease and thuja its great remedy. Lastly, I think you will agree that one has not fully taken the case till one has recorded for every patient's vaccination history, especially any bad or unsuccessful ones, as well as any personal or family history of tuberculosis, syphilis, or gonorrhea. So, in brief, I will again repeat the important learning from this very small but important book, which are: diagnosis without the right remedies poor consolation to the patient. Second important point was we have to consider altered state of the patient, his changed state at physical as well as mental level. According to Margaret, only in complicated and chronic cases we have to consider past or family history. Verulinum is a good remedy for the after effects of smallpox. Natromure for the bad effect of malaria or quinine poisoning. Without prescribing antimiasmatic remedy, we may not permanently benefit our patients. Some drug in hypotension can antidote itself in crude preparation. Drug During case taking, we have to consider drug history, that is, possible side effect of drug on which the patients are already there. Don't expect a remedy that as general must have all little symptom. While working on the keynotes, we have to see that the generals should not contradict. Without proper gradation, report will always lead to a polycrest remedy. Read a drug daily and two on Sundays. Vaccination is chronic morbid state post-vaccination and thuja its chief remedy to remove its chronic effect. So thank you friends for listening to me. We may soon meet again with a summary of some useful clinical book again. Till then, goodbye and stay blessed.